Very good album. I think, again, a bit like Viva Hate, we've all been wanting him to do so well for so long that at first we all went, it's the greatest record ever made. And now I think, well, no, it's not, but it's a bloody good record. And it has that, just like that single, it has a swagger, it has a confidence of someone saying, I'm back, I'm not being around the bush anymore, and this is me, take me or leave me, but I'm back in the ring.
Although he's had an on and off solo career in terms of success, definitely on and off, he's stayed true to himself and continued to do what he does. And interestingly enough, the new album, which has been praised across the board almost, isn't so different, in my opinion, to what he's done in the last 10, 15 years. It's not so different to Maladjusted. It's a better album than Maladjusted, but it's not so different. But many of the people who have praised the new album to the rafters have gone out of their way to say how different it is to what he's done before. I think that's to justify their own lack of interest in what he did before. Morrissey stayed where Morrissey is. The world has come around to Morrissey again.
Now, my final guest hasn't been interviewed on television in 17 years, but before we chat, he's going to come out and perform his fantastic new single, Irish Blood, English Heart. Will you please welcome the brilliant Morrissey?
Morrissey was suddenly everywhere. The once suspicious and wary courting of the press was replaced by a curious relaxation. Not only did Morrissey seem less sceptical of the media machine, he appeared more at ease with interviewers.
Can I call you Stephen?
No.
What? I thought we'd become friends here, and then...
Yeah, but Stephen doesn't mean friends to me.
Does it not? Does it not?
No. Stephen.
But that was your name when you were a little boy?
When I was small, yeah. But I wasn't a very happy little boy.
So that's why you changed your name? You just wanted to distance yourself from your past?
Yeah, which I thought was quite clever.
And so you're just... everyone calls you Morrissey now?
Everybody, priests, everybody.
What about on your passport and your driver's licence?
It says Mozza.
No, does it?
No, it doesn't. It just says M. It really does.
Can we be friends after the show?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, it's fine. Why not?
Well, you have so many friends.
But yeah, and you don't have enough, so I'm going to share with you.
But also, you have Oscar Wilde's haircut.
What's wrong with that? You see, I have a bone to pick with you. You're still sticking with the quiff, and let's face it, you know, that's last year's thing, man.
Well, you know, when you get to my age, Jonathan, if you still have hair, it's incredible. I'm not complaining.
Well, I haven't seen him for quite a while, so I don't know, you know, what he's like these days, because, you know, we all grow up and we all change, you know, he's the same age as I am, and I suppose as you get older, you mellow, and I know that I've heard from other people that he's supposed to be a lot more outgoing these days than he was. But he's very private and very, very shy, and you know, a really solitary soul, you know. And, you know, and obviously he certainly was, and how he is now, but he was a very tortured person. He's interesting, though. You know, I still find him interesting.
With such an unparalleled success as You Are the Quarry, it would appear that Morrissey is now artistically free to go in any direction possible. Some have doubts, however. The future of his career may well be as unpredictable as the past.
I think that with him being away for such a long time and now making a comeback at 45, I mean, he gave this massive concert for his 45th birthday. I mean, if he waits another 7 years, he's going to be 52, and most people are going to think he's over the hill. You have to remember that he was the one who sang a song called Get Off the Stage, and he was attacking Mick Jagger and Paul McCartney and Rod Stewart for being a rock dinosaur. And, of course, now he is at the age now that they were then. So he's looked upon as being strangely hypocritical. I would like to think it isn't a swan song, but I tend to think that, yes, it could be.
I think Morrissey can keep going as long as he takes a few risks, which so far he's shown no inclination of doing. And I think if he takes some risks and just goes for something that's just, you know, just a bit more fucking original, basically, because, you know, we're kind of bored with that now, you know. And I just think, you know, the point is he sounds bored with it himself, and he must be. So I think he can keep going because he's incredibly talented. There's no mistake there. He really is a seriously gifted person. So he's going to have to move. He's not moved anywhere. He's still back in the 80s.
I think Morrissey will be around for quite some time. I mean, I'd be astonished if the success of You Are the Quarry hasn't given him a real fillip, and he quite rightly now thinks, I'm a hot property. He's a hot ticket. He's so better than a lot of the younger and more widely promoted bands have done this year. It was supposed to be great. We have them in Britain all the time. In America, they have them all the time. Magazines are full of them. Well, Morrissey's outsold them this year.
No matter how successful his comeback has been, and how successfully he has evolved from a frontman to a solo performer, the definitive music of his early career will undoubtedly remain the benchmark by which all of his future work shall be judged.
There is no doubt that this miracle of this art form, that the whole is better than the parts, certainly applies to Johnny and Stephen. I think particularly without Johnny's chord changes and Johnny's musical genius, Morrissey does not have the correct ammunition to place his syllables. I think there are some good melody lines in there. The stuff on the new album, there's several good songs. So it's there, but it's not transcendental the way it was with the Smiths.
It's a difficult level of where we begin to talk about a career like Morrissey, to say it hasn't worked well and that this album is good and this album isn't bad. I think there comes a moment with a songwriter as good as Morrissey, and I think it comes with people as good as, and I put him in this category, in this company, of Bob Dylan, of Lou Reed, of Neil Young, that it's almost unfair of us to put this incredible burden on a singer and songwriter that, because we've loved them so much for these great things that they always do it. I think the fact that he's kept exploring and made mistakes as he's explored is the sign that he's a great artist. And even if he goes 15 years without delivering an album that we think isn't as good as a Smiths album, or a song that we think isn't as good as a Smiths song, well, how dare we, And I think the pursuit that he's made and the fact that he's kept going and maintained, to an extent, the qualities that make him a great writer, a great observer of the world, I think, his solo career has been as fascinating.
However the critics receive Morrissey's music, there is little doubt that he will stand as a unique character in the history of popular music. For many now, he is beyond mere technical criticism, an innovator and an idol who has outlasted many of his peers.
I don't think that the record is that relevant anymore. It's him that we want.
Whereas many of the 1980s pioneers have faded into obscurity, Morrissey refuses to go down without a fight. He has managed to persevere through the bleakest of personal and professional crises, to emerge triumphant as an incomparable modern icon.
Of all the terrible prophecies that Morrissey made in the 80s, the pop Cassandra that he was, the one about "there'll never be another me" proved to be completely true.